So you've taken the time to develop a higher level vision than you had before. As your peer group is wandering around in the foothills and you all have decided as a group, you and your leadership team, that your vision is to climb Mount Everest. You're going all the way to the top. At the end of the day, you're going to dominate your market. At the end of the day, you're going to be the single influencer in town that even your competitors look to and say, when I grow up, I want to be like them. So do you just pack your packs and start heading up the side of Everest and hope you get there from here? Somebody who knows about mountain climbing wouldn't do that. You start thinking about base camp to base camp. You start thinking about what it takes to be strong enough to go up the side of the mountain. There are levels of consideration, and I'm going to share this one to start. Are you strong enough physically to make this climb? What do I mean by that from a business perspective? I mean, is your business strong enough to start putting extra load on top of its shoulders? Thinking about your business financially, are the net profits at the end of each month rocky or stable? Are they small, or are they large enough to have reinvestment funds to put money into the right place? When you look at your leadership team, how strong is leadership? Is it consistent? Do you have people that you can walk away from the business for a week, potentially to go work on it instead of in it, and the business is just as strong when you come back as it was when you left? Do you have team member problems with turnover? We can't keep good techs. We keep losing the service advisors from the front desk. Are your customers stable? Are you selling transactional oil changes, or do you have those loyal brand ambassadors coming in? There's a strength measures all across the basic KPIs and metrics of our industry. And before you start climbing Everest, you need to make sure you're physically strong enough to do that. So how do we get there from here? Take an honest assessment. You got to really stop, and it's hard sometimes for an owner to do, to take a realistic picture of where you are. Let me also say it's hard sometimes for owners to lean into their leadership team and say, hey, tell me what you see. If you're one of those beloved owners that people don't want to disappoint, or if you're one of those tyrant types who's very strong and firm with your people and they're afraid to tell you, in either case, you may not get the straight up answer. So there has to be trust involved in this, and you have to spend some time unpacking together. And owners, you have to listen to what your team has to say, and please don't be offended by that. But a lot of times in communications, we think we have the answer, we're screening the input coming in, we're holding on to what we like, and we're dismissing what we don't, and we jump straight to defense or excuse making rather than listening and really absorbing. It's possible they can see things we can't see. So are you strong enough? Dig in and see. It's a process, and it's a very important process you take before you go big on your vision. When you've done that, right, look to see how strong you are, then we can take you to the next step, and that is, are you mentally strong enough as a group to make this climb? Things are going to change, and we'll unpack that in a minute. So you're going to climb Everest. Are you strong enough? You got to test it. You got to ask real questions. You got to face the reality of the answers. Sometimes they're not pleasant ones. What do you do after that? You go to the gym. You get stronger. Everything that's a weakness, you don't avoid, you don't put it off, you tackle it. And when you've tackled it and you get stronger, then you're ready for the next application, which is the mental strength that it takes to live outside the box in a new world as a group of people who possibly have become industry standardized. And the vision is, no, let's go bigger. How do we get there from here?